Next to you is a survivor. Survived
Oh my
the
goodness.
certain death of combustible cigarettes. We traveled from all over the country. We drove, we flew,
I don't
we
even
came
know
by bus, by train, we carpooled.
see what I
We
see.
came here with one singular message. We will support those that support flavors and a faster pathway to market for open systems. But if you remove products, remove our flavors from market, we will remove you from office in 2020. Look at us! We think, we vote! We think, we vote! We think, we vote! We think, we vote! We vote! We vote!
Look at this, guys.
No longer will we be dismissed,
It's like crazy
marginalized,
how many people
ignored.
are here.
Today, what stands before Congress and this administration is the most important voting bloc in the last 50 years. We vape and we
Hey, Kelly.
vote. Raise your hands if anyone close to you has died from combustible cigarettes. Look at us. Look. This is what the
Wow.
media, nonprofit health organizations, Congress, and this administration fail to understand. Nicotine vaping is not a lifestyle. This is life and death. Look at us. Look at the hands that were raised, the miles that they traveled. Anyone, any non-profit entity, any
Sorry, I'm
politician
not on a gimbal, you
that
guys.
does not take
I didn't have
adult
time to set
vapors
that up.
seriously will pay the consequences 1 year from today.
Thanks, Pat. I'm trying, man.
We are
It's
13
really
million
crowded.
strong, plus friends, plus family. Vaping saves lives. Flavor saves lives. We vape and we vote.
Oh, it is. It is, Neil. I wish you could see as far as I can see. There's a lot of people here. A lot of people here, guys. This isn't no expo.
Tuesday, November 5th, 2019. Vapers in Mississippi went to the polls. Mississippi Vaping Advocacy Association coordinated with the Reeves campaign. Because of vapers in Mississippi, Mississippi has a new governor.
All right.
Thank you, MSVAA and Bill Wickstrom. Bill, are you here? Are you here? He's here. Where is he? Raise your hand, Bill. Well, he is here. If you see him, we need to thank him because he and his organization did an amazing job. Let's clear something up for the public. We are not supporters of big tobacco. We are not big tobacco. Big tobacco killed our loved ones.
Well,
Consumers
I
created
couldn't
the
say
nicotine
honestly,
vapor market.
Pat, but
We are the
it's
solution to
the
big
problem
tobacco.
was the president had to leave earlier, so
We
they
are
had
supporters
the
of
lips
vape
blocked
shops
off
and
until
small
1
and
p.m.
medium
So we
e-liquid
literally just got in
manufacturers.
here.
The ones
So
that
I don't
take
even
the
know how
bottles
many
of
more people is
flavored
going to show up,
e-liquid
but I
that
guarantee
saved our
that it's going to be,
lives.
this place is going to be packed out. And
Do
I'm
you
going to
know
go
who are the
live
biggest supporters
again
of big
soon.
tobacco? Non-profit health
I
organizations,
just got to get
public
my,
health, and
oops,
politicians who want to
I got to get
eliminate
my
our freedom of choice through
gimbal hooked up. I'm sorry.
unobtainable regulatory hurdles and expense. Do you know who is best suited to survive a regulatory minefield? That's right, big tobacco. So, all of you politicians and nonprofit health organizations
Oh, there's the
that are
money,
pushing the
guys.
flavor bans and the elimination of freedom of choice, congratulations. Big tobacco thanks you. Congress, Mr. President, you have a way out. You have a way to embrace 13 million plus passionate single issue
There's
voters.
more and more people coming in. I don't know if y'all can see, but It's starting to pack up way behind us too, all
Many of
around
us
the
voted
sides.
for this current administration because we saw something in ourselves. We saw an outsider. We saw an underdog. Not afraid to speak up. Not afraid to take on the system. We saw someone that experienced the same belittling and dismissiveness that our community continues to experience.
As I can, though.
We saw someone who would fight against burdensome government regulation for all. So when you told the FDA to fast track a flavor ban, we felt betrayed. But most of all, we felt disappointed. So we come here today, all 13 million vapors and their friends and family, to plead with you, Mr. President, to make you understand, to ask for your help. Number one, stop fast tracking a federal flavor ban. Adults need flavors to quit combustible cigarettes. And in case you were not aware, tobacco is a flavor concentrate in nicotine vapor liquid. Number two, force the FDA to provide a less cumbersome pathway to market for open source systems. Our bottles of e-liquid, or places in a different regulatory category altogether.
I need to get my gimbal.
13,000 small businesses will shut their doors with no product to sell. Open source e-liquid manufacturers cannot afford the multi-million-dollar price tag.
Sorry about being shaky, guys.
Only
it's
big
hard to hold this thing up this long.
Number three, meet with United Vapors Alliance so we can at least talk to each other, understand our mom and pop industry, and let us talk about how we can prevent youth from accessing these products, yet allowing adults to have their freedom of choice.
That's right.
Mr. President, if you do these three things, you will have the gratitude of 13 million vapors, friends.
That'll come later. Oh, there's the media right there, bud. Look. You see that camera right there? That's a media camera.
Mr. President, suburban moms will not save you.
Yes.
The vaping community will. Do you know why?
All right, I'm going to try
because
to
we vape and we vote.
Hold this for
Today,
a second.
we made history. Tomorrow, we make history. This community isn't going anywhere. If anything, it will get stronger and more emboldened.
Hold on, guys.
Why? Because we are organized.
This is about to get really shaky.
We have the numbers. We have the passion. We have our health. Look at us. We vape. We vote. God bless you all. God bless America. Thank you. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Now we got our next speaker.
Now,
my next speaker is the president of
now I
Savannah's
can control
Alternative
this.
Trade Association, but he's coming here speaking also as a business owner as well. Please, it is my pleasure to introduce you to Mr. Mark Anton.
There we go.
Well, how awesome is this?
Should be a little more stable now.
But how awesome was that we got to show the President of the United States in force that we vape and we vote. I'd like to thank Sherwin and the United Vapors Alliance for inviting me to speak today.
Thanks, Gail. Yeah, I got it on the gimbal now, so it's doing a lot better.
I am a business owner. I am a pioneer in this industry for the last 11 years. I started What Is Smoke way back in the day when it wasn't vapor, when it was just cigalikes. And now I'm also proud to be the executive director of the Smoke Free Alternative Trades Association.
Nice.
Over the last 11 years, I've watched and traveled through this industry.
Okay, sure.
As we've faced many challenging circumstances, we've had to fight. We've had to address things, but most important, I've seen how vaping has been accepted and appreciated. But most importantly, it's now on the precipice of being extinct because of these flavor bans. We must stand up for our rights and not let this happen. We have the first opportunity to be a smoke-free generation.
There's a lot of folks that
How
I can't really
impressive is
show.
that? Where we won't lose our loved ones that vape. That's amazing to me.
We're closer than Fagan.
We live in the greatest country, and we fight for our liberties, but we have liberties guaranteed to us. And today is the day we mark that, where we're going to fight for our liberties and not let them ban flavors. I've been personally engaged with the FDA, politicians, and anti-smoking groups for the last 10 years. It has been a bruising journey, to be sure. The journey has exposed me and many others to a perspective of the world of politics. It's often hard to believe, being an American citizen, that they can just arbitrarily ban something. Vaping established itself very early on. We didn't have Grim Greens or anyone like that promoting our products. We had smokers
You're
who were
so
trying
welcome.
Cigalikes, and they
My
were
pleasure
sharing
to
it with
stream
their
it.
friends, and then they were sharing it with their friends. It went viral all on its own. We don't do like campaign talks about where we market to kids. We share it with each other because we love each other.
Yes, it is the real
Vaping
shine. You want to
established
see it?
itself very early on, but we didn't know that we could quit smoking. We just wanted an alternative. But over the years, the science has proven that vaping is far less hazardous than smoking. And now we're all living examples of that, standing here today. I'm very proud of all of you that you came out to stand up for your rights.
Oh, look who I found, guys. Whoa, you're close. Hold on, let me zoom back out. There you go. Oh, that's a yellow jacket. That's not good.
Of this, one thing that's missed is
There's
we
Roger.
have the greatest opportunity
We vape.
for
We
the
vape.
public health that has ever hit since medicines have been invented. We are now at the doorstep of seeing that eradicated for no other reason but politics and greed. So I stand here with you today to continue to fight for that, since I've been fighting since the very beginning. Our industry has been harassed and lied about. Our products, in fact, my own products, were confiscated by Customs and Borders. When that didn't work, politicians, in particular Democrats, came out and said vaping was far more hazardous than smoking. Do you believe that? That's crazy. Then the CDC comes out and says that vaping is the cause for these vaping lung illnesses. The lies and fake news have to stop now.
That's right. You're very welcome, Al.
We've been labeled in the very beginning as an illegal drug delivery device. Then we've been facing flavor bans, taxes, regulations,
Even
and
I
all
couldn't
these
even tell
will
you, bud.
continue to put our small
You're
businesses
continuing
out
to
of
string
business.
into the park
Our
now.
American dream is being stolen from us, and we cannot allow that to happen. But it's because of the consumer, the most critical tool in helping us quit. President Trump galvanized an industry 3 years ago with his pledge.
Good.
Many of
Glad
us
I'm back.
feared a Clinton presidency and helped him win states that were close. People like you that he got reelected, and our voices will be heard.
We vote. 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 I can't even see through them.
As a business owner, I'm confused by President Trump and his failure to rein in the FDA and their industry-killing regulations. I'm even take actions. He could kill
As long as I
by
can
getting
for
rid
you
of
guys.
thousands of small business owners based on fake and misleading information by the CDC, the very that protects adults and youth alike. The one thing I have learned debate, we have to win him.
I'm sorry if
We
I'm
do that
missing
by
Chad,
fighting.
guys. I'm trying to watch. We
We're
broke
here
the
today
interweb.
because we fought and demanded our liberties and our rights to a healthier life. Stand against bad policies. And if we get bruised, we have to stand and fight again. If we get knocked down, we have to stand and fight again. We keep fighting until we win. And I believe we will be victorious because we have truth on our side. We must stand together because we are stronger together. Together we are unstoppable. And together we must stand fast, knowing without a single doubt that we stand in the right. Our lives are important, and the lives of 35 minutes who still smoke. Thank you very much. We vape and we vote. We vape, 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 we vote. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you very much. And the next up is Lisa Charlo. Welcome Lisa up to the stage.
Hey, so I'm just a consumer here. My name is Lisa. I'm an ICU nurse. I'm here from Wisconsin. I'm a suburban mom of two amazing teenagers. And I live with the love of my life. But I'm here today with you because I cannot think of a better way to tell the nation that I vape and I vote.
That's right.
Vaping nicotine has been a lifesaver for me. I was a 24-year, 2-pack-a-day smoker. I loved smoking so much. I went out and bought a Joyatech Ego AIO so that I could smoke more during the winter when it was cold outside in Wisconsin. But I quit within a week on accident. It was that easy.
On accident. That's awesome.
My melon flavored e-liquid tasted so much better than that Newport Light 100. And that started my journey into looking into this thing that I was doing. I had tried and failed countless times to quit smoking.
Oops.
So I started watching all these amazing YouTubers that we have, like Drip Green, Mac Cully, right? Dave from Dash Vapes, love them all. And I learned from them that vaping nicotine was a much healthier alternative to these deadly combustible cigarettes. I was overjoyed. I thought this was a public health miracle because I have literally, in my 9 years as an ICU nurse, watched so many people die. And one of them I'll never forget. He had chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD, lifetime smoker, probably in his mid-60s, and I watched him all night long on a BiPAP machine, which is something that forces air into your lungs. It has a near airtight seal. It's so tight it causes your skin to break down. It's suffocating. It dries out your mouth, and it's not something sustainable long term. I watched his entire body heaving so violently off that bed just to struggle for breath until he made himself something we call comfort care, we stop treatment, do everything we can to just keep these patients comfortable. And then his fight was over. But I'm here fighting with you guys today so that we don't have to watch more smokers die. And now our government and our media has waged a war on the miracle that has helped all of us to reclaim our own lives. I feel like I'm walking into battle some days at work when I go in fighting to educate my peers and colleagues in the medical profession that assume, like the rest of the public, that vaping nicotine must be banned based on the lies and misinformation that they have blasted at them from every angle. And one recent morning, a few hours before my 12-hour shift was over, I was told I was getting an admission. And that admission diagnosis was vaping pulmonary injury. And as I was excited because as much as I hate this rash of
let me unzoom. Hold on.
Good. I'll be the one to be able to dig for the truth for myself and find out what's going on. So we get
There we go. Now you can see him. There's RS and Munchkin.
everybody.
And I start talking to him. He said he vapes
camera.
marijuana, he vapes nicotine, all of it, man. But talking to him, he couldn't name a single RDA, sub-ohmic pod, or mod that he used. He was insistent
Lots of folks here, guys.
that it was the e-cigarettes making him sick. And
well, we're not leaving here.
Vape pen that he got
I know. Look at the clouds we made.
because that's what he heard on the news. He heard that on the news. He didn't hear anything about marijuana or THC, only about e-cigarettes. And this is when our critical care doctor walks in the room and he starts his admission assessment. And while he's talking to the patient, I look over his shoulder and I'm watching as he writes his note. And the first sentence he wrote is patient reports using e-cigarettes. And now my blood is boiling, but I wait until we're outside the room to talk to him. And I say, so, can I tell you a little bit about what's going on here? And he looks a bit shocked as I begin to explain
right,
that this
Sue,
has
but
nothing to do with e-cigarettes.
I'm blowing mine down,
to do with
but
black
a lot of
market
people are blowing them
illegal
up in the sky.
THC cartridges. And I gave our doctor the information that the media and the FDA and the CDC are unwilling to make clear. And people keep getting sick and dying as a result of that. So I go back into the patient room and I'm determined to get more information out of him. And he thought some more about the last shipment he got from his buddy. Well, the last stuff I got was Dank Vapes, Mario Karts, TKO, and my head nearly exploded. Dank Vapes? Dank Vapes is exactly what's causing these injuries, I tell him. Dank Vapes is a manufacturer of packaging only, and it's used by drug dealers to add whatever they want inside of these cartridges, things like vitamin E acetate, pesticide contaminants, and I was elated to be able to document exactly the brand of cartridges that he was using and the fact that they were black market brands. And be able to educate this patient so that he could avoid getting sick again. My shift was over, but I wasn't done. I walked back to the critical care office and found our head physician of the unit just starting his shift. I knocked and asked him if I could talk to him about the patient that I just admitted to the unit.
Can't
And he
remember her
says,
name.
this is the least interesting
What's her name?
Sarah. To me.
Her name's Sarah,
and I said,
but I
this
can't
is
remember
the
her last name.
most interesting patient here to me. Can I tell
I don't
you
think
why?
so because
And this led to a 30-minute discussion covering everything from my story to what I had learned
I went
from the
live
UK
right
Royal
after the
College
national anthem.
physicians that vaping nicotine
How many
held
traveled in my
approximately
party? It was
5%
just
of
me
the
and
harm of deadly
Munchkin,
combustible cigarettes.
and then
And it was
RS met
harm
us here.
reduction for the 480,000 smokers who would die each year.
There was supposed to be more, but they couldn't make it.
We talked about the master settlement agreement, how states are profiting in the billions of dollars that they get from tobacco sales. And because vaping nicotine is such a tremendous way for smokers to switch to a less harmful
Saudi Arabia,
alternative,
heck yeah.
they are losing money. Some states are literally choosing to sentence people to death in order to keep that cash flow going. Right. And we talked about the fact that I was so passionate about this that I had the molecular structure of e-liquid tattooed on my arm.
Wow, you go, girl.
So some doctors, like him, will listen, and others I've talked to will continue to be educated by the media, unfortunately. I will never stop fighting for this disruptive technology that has helped me reclaim my life. And I am a single issue voter on this topic, and I will never vote for any constituent who threatens to take this life saving adult choice away from me.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lisa. All right, this man needs no introduction. He is president of the American Vaping Association. He is one of us. He is a savage. Gregory Connolly.
Hey, everybody! Thank you all for coming out on this unseasonably warm summer day for the very first Michael Bloomberg 2020 rally.
Oh man.
I just had to make sure you were all listening. Well, again, my name is Gregory Conley, and I've been fortunate enough over the last 9 years to be one of the undoubtedly loudest, but also most prominent advocates for tobacco harm reduction. 9 years ago, I was a smoker. I had tried to quit the majority of my adult life, the gum, patch, lozenge, cold turkey, everything under the sun. It wasn't until I managed to buy a watermelon flavored vaping product with no intention to quit smoking that immediately I knew that I had smoked my last cigarette. And if 9 years ago you had told me that in November of 2019, I would not only be speaking at a gigantic event in Washington, D.C., but that I'd also be protesting the actions of President Donald Trump, I would have said you're crazy. But here we are. Now, the last 3 months has been among the most stressful times of my life, and I'm sure among the business owners and consumers here, same for all of you. We started off in July with mysterious vaping-related lung illnesses. And the AVA and other advocates, including Dr. Michael Siegel of the Boston University School of Public Health, he can't be here today, but give it up for him. We were going to the press and saying the evidence continues to indicate black market contaminated THC oil cartridges are and were the cause of these lung illnesses. We were not listened to. But just yesterday, it turned out we were right.
Right.
And then
No
we had
drums,
Governor
DeMillan.
Whitmer of
Bad
Michigan,
drums. No.
and followed by other governors across the country, deciding to ban the sale of either vaping products altogether or flavored nicotine vaping products in response to people getting sick from products sold by drug dealers. And then to cap it off, President Trump on September 11th, 2019 says in the Oval Office, vaping is killing people. But that was an opportunity for education. And it's appropriate that we're here on November 9th because 30 years ago today, determined individuals tore down the Berlin Wall. 30 years later, The other groups want to build a wall,
They're
but we want to
here.
build a wall of
Dart
information.
thing. I just
And
haven't
we have
found them yet.
supplied great information to the Trump White House, not only about vaping as a harm reduction tool, but vapers as voters.
That's right.
Now, in pushing to propose a flavor ban, the Trump administration did not consider the millions of adult vapers who rely and use vaping as a public health tool to quit smoking and stay away from smoking. You are all shining examples of what harm reduction technology can do. Now, unfortunately, in the 9 years of doing this work, I've come to realize that there are many in public health that aren't actually concerned about health. Those that are dealing with viruses, with food safety, those type of people within public health are serious individuals. Tobacco control, meanwhile, they have lost their way. Anti-vaping activists have allowed their hatred of nicotine, of big tobacco, of anything that looks like smoking. It has caused them to forget what public health is all about, reducing disease and death. Every single person on this lawn today, you are a public health success story, and you should be celebrated for making a smarter choice. We need and are cautiously optimistic that the Trump administration is listening to your stories and your voices. Next week, we will find out the fate, at least in the short term, of this technology, regardless of what happens. If they don't listen to us, they will hear us on Election Day in 2020. Now, I managed to hit my 6 minutes perfectly. I hope others do as well. Let me introduce your next speaker. He's a great friend of mine, a great warrior in his fight, Alex Clark, the CEO of CASA. Give him a round of applause.
Tell Scorp what didn't show up. Yeah, because I did
This
see.
thing on. Can you hear me in the back?
Yeah.
My name is Alex Clark. I'm the CEO of the Consumer Advocates for Smoke-Free Alternatives Association. I wanted to, of course, take a moment to thank Sherwin and the rest of the UVA for putting this together. I don't know how many people understand that this was originally planned to happen in spring of next year. And because of all the things that have been happening, they bumped it up at the last minute and got all of you guys here and organized all of this. And it's absolutely amazing. Wonderful job. Thank you guys. Thank you, Tristan. Also wanted to take a moment to acknowledge, of course, we've got well over 1,000 people here today. Just wanted to make a note, CASA has over 250,000 members. And of course, a lot of them couldn't make the trip, but we're all here standing in solidarity with the folks who couldn't make it. They've got to work on the weekend. They've got to take care of their families. They've got to do all these things so that they can live. So thank you all for showing up. My story actually starts in 2008 when I saw cigalikes in a truck stop along I-78 in New Jersey. And I thought, what is this fake cigarette gimmick thing that's obviously being targeted at truck drivers? How can heating up metal and plastic be any better for me than my pack of Cools? And so for 5 more years, I continued to smoke roughly 2 packs a day. By 2013, I had been smoking for 21 years. I was an unrepentant 2-pack-a-day smoker. I've described in the past, my relationships with cigarettes was a torrid love affair with combustible tobacco. Like some other people have mentioned, I never imagined that I would quit smoking. If it wasn't for seeing someone like me, someone who smoked a lot of cigarettes, actually bucking the indoor clean air law in New Jersey and vaping inside in his office, I might not have been convinced that I should give these products a try. So a lot of people ask, why does CASA stand up and fight indoor vaping bans? I'm why we fight indoor vaping bans. You guys are why we fight indoor vaping bans. It's absolutely important that we see people like us experiencing these products, helping them improve their lives. There are 36 million smokers still out there who need to see that these products work. They need to see it in public. They need to see it in indoor spaces. They need to see it in their workplaces. They need to see their families experiencing all the good that can come from switching to a safer alternative. So in 2013, I tried an e-cigarette on a whim. I am one of those accidental quitters. It was a mint flavor. It was boring. I bought it at a grocery store, at a gas station. I bought a mint, and then I went up the street and I bought a tobacco flavor. And by Saturday afternoon, I was on a Friday. By Saturday afternoon, I figured I'm doing something wrong. I feel angry, and I feel like I'm withdrawing from cigarettes. And so I spent the weekend researching on YouTube. So where's Nick? Thanks, Nick. There you are. Nick is also the reason I found CASA, by the way. Thank you. So an extra special thank you to all of the YouTube reviewers, all of the social media people who've been promoting our organization. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be standing here right now. I practiced for 5 minutes, and I promise I'm going to keep it to that. I don't know where the time guy is, but he's disappeared. There you are. Thank you. In 2013, in northern New Jersey, there weren't really any vape shops. The only place that I could go to buy a cig-alike kit was a head shop up on Route 17. And so I had to search online or hop on a bus and a subway to go to Manhattan or Queens. It just wasn't very accessible to me. And I found Electronic Cigarette Forum. I was following this discussion, trying to find a local shop, and I happened upon an exchange between two people. One person had come into the forum and said, "I've run out of stuff. I need cartomizers. I need e-liquid. Something. I don't want to go back to smoking. Can anybody help me?" And someone almost immediately responded and said, "Tell me what you need. I will come and meet you at this address at 8 o'clock when you get off work and make sure you have what you need to not go back to smoking." That's why we're here. In that moment, and I know there's hundreds or thousands of other moments like that, strangers reached out and said, "I'm going to make sure that you don't have to go back to cigarettes. We're all in this together." They want to talk about how this is some big tobacco plot. They're dead wrong. So, on a much calmer and somber note,
Let's back it
I
down a
wanted
little
to take
bit.
this opportunity to just share a bunch of gratitude and thank a very diverse range of strangers who've all come together to make sure that none of us have to go back to smoking. So, one last thing, and I would never miss an opportunity for two last things. Sorry. How many of you guys are CASA members? For those of you who didn't raise your hand, it's okay. But it's really easy to join. It's absolutely free. Visit CASAA.org and join CASAA. I promise you we won't send you a lot of email or spam or anything like that. I actually get yelled at sometimes for not sending enough emails. The other thing to do, August8th.org. Visit it while you're here today. Very simple instructions. Enter in your information. You can find all of your lawmakers, federal, state, some local. Tell them you were here. Tell them you came all the way to DC to stand up for your basic human right to improve your lives. Thank you.
Yeah.
The next speaker I'd like to introduce to you is from ATR, Americans for Tax Reform. He's been a crusader for our industry for quite some time. Great guy. Please welcome Paul Blair.
Good afternoon, Vapor voters. As Sherwin said, my name is Paul Blair. I am the Director of Strategic Initiatives at Americans for Tax Reform. For those of you who may not know who we are a taxpayer advocacy organization that's over 25 years old, founded by President Reagan. And we work on a lot of things, stopping tax hikes, stopping job-killing regulations, but generally stopping government stupidity. I first became aware of this whole vaping thing 6-7 years ago when we started seeing states change the definition of what tobacco or a cigarette was. Between 2014 and 2017, the most targeted product across the country for tax hikes was e-cigarettes and vapor products. Money-hungry lawmakers saw declining cigarette sales and revenue, and they wanted a bite of your industry. They wanted a bite of that growing apple. But in most places, we fought back. You fought back, and we won. And that's how I met so many of the people in this crowd and on this stage today over the last several years. We've been fighting together in the trenches against government stupidity, against an out-of-control effort to limit consumer choices, and against an out-of-control effort by the government to make more money on the backs of hardworking people in this crowd and across the country. But this rally isn't about taxes. It's about a much bigger threat. It's about the effort funded by billionaire activist Mike Bloomberg to ban and destroy this entire industry. Today, we're asking President Trump to reject stupidity, to reject big government, to save jobs, to save more than 10,000 vape shops across the country, and to save vapors. We are asking President Trump to preserve adult access to flavored vapor products. Now, we at Americans for Tax Reform focus a lot on the politics of public policy. That's why on September 11th of this year, when the president and his HHS announced that the administration will be looking at and moving forward on a ban on these products, we jumped to action and laid out the case for the vapor voter. Now, we know that polling conducted both in 2016 and in 2019 by the Vapor Technology Association that the vote moving issue, the most important issue that will determine who a vapor voter chooses for president, for 4 out of 5 adults who use e-cigarettes or vapor products, is vaping, where a politician stands on these issues. Let me repeat that. 4 out of 5 adults, 80%, who use e-cigarettes, their most important issue in terms of who they will vote for is the political issue of vaping. Now, why does that matter? Everyone in the audience understands that it matters because some of you are Republicans, some of you are independents, some of you are independent, libertarians or Democrats. You're all over the place. But in the 17 battleground states that Donald Trump is targeting for 2020, there are at least 5.8 million adults who vape, according to the FDA. Gallup polling from last month puts that number closer to 9 million adults.
Where am
and
I?
that is just in the battleground states.
Lethal, we're right.
The president
We're
and
right
whoever
in
is the
downtown
Democrat or
Washington
independent that
D.C.
runs
Right
against
at
him will be
look
targeting
over
next
there.
year.
There's the
Now, what does that
Washington
mean at the state
Monument
level?
right there.
In Michigan, where Trump in 2016
We're
only
at
won
the
by
rally, bud.
10,704 votes, there are at least 430,000 adult vapors.
Are you here somewhere?
In Pennsylvania, where he won by about 44,000 votes, there are at least 438,000 vapors. In Wisconsin, where he only won
Howdy
by
from D.C.
23,000
Lethal, you're
votes,
here. I'm
there
here,
are at
man.
least 220,000
He's in the
vapors.
crowd looking for me.
It goes on and on and on. In
I'm
pretty much every
almost
single
directly in
state
front
that
of the
Donald Trump
speaker.
needs to win or is
About
targeting next year,
15
the
people
2020
back.
presidential election, the margin of victory or loss for him from 2016 is smaller than the number
I don't
of
know if
vapor
they
voters
haven't told
in
us
those
who's going to
states.
talk. So I don't know who's next. Look, Munchkin's getting her. Munchkin's getting her. We
Niche
we vote on.
political constituencies and coalitions that I am confident vapors are a part of. You will determine the outcome of the election in the states that matter.
Get on Scuba's shoulders.
And guess what? It would not be the first time that a politician won
That would hurt.
on the issue of vaping. The first casualty of vaping, political that is, was Democrat Liz Thompson in New Mexico in 2015. She demonized vapors and wanted to tax and ban
RS
the
is here.
products. She did not understand adult vapors or vapor voters. And vapors like you from across the country donated.
How many are there at a guess?
Conrad James won the closest elections in New Mexico that year.
I don't know. 2,000? I'm guessing. Yeah, I would say at least 2,000. I mean, there's maybe even more.
Elected statewide. He demonized vaping. He supported an absurd
There's a lot.
regulatory regime that reeked of
Maybe this will help y'all a little bit.
He did not understand the vapor voter. When he
This
ran
side's
for
not a lot
Congress,
because
he couldn't even manage to get
it doesn't
second
go as far
place,
over.
let alone win against a guy who moved into the state from somewhere else. He did not understand vapor voters, and because of that, he lost. And most importantly was the Wisconsin Senate race in 2016 with Ron Johnson. Not a single poll showed Ron Johnson winning that year. Not one. Russ Feingold, the Democrat who was running against him, was going to make a political comeback. It was a foregone conclusion.
Well, I appreciate everybody that is watching the live stream right now. I just, I hate that y'all can't be here, but at least I have not seen Kurt.
On the issue of vaping.
I don't doubt that I haven't seen anybody except RS so far. I know there's people here, just got to find them. I saw Grim Green way up there. Or Nick, I guess. You know him by his name.
Votes. And on that night that he won, he thanked vapors for making it happen.
I can see Grim right now.
Writing off the adults who rely on e-cigarettes and vapor products as a less harmful alternative to cigarettes is a big political mistake. That's why the ask of everyone here today and the millions of adult vapors and the thousands of businesses that sell reduced risk products to adults. The ask is simple. Save flavors. Save vape shops. Reject Mike Bloomberg and the FDA's effort to ban adult access to these life-saving alternatives. If that doesn't happen, the 2020 campaigns need to be aware that vapors vote.
We vote. We back. We vote. We back. We vote. We vote. We vote. We back. 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 Ow, my throat.
Not only do you vape and vote, but there are a lot of you in very important states. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Woo.
Everyone give a warm round of applause for Paul Blair. He did a great job. Thank you, Paul. All right, our next speaker needs no introduction.
That's what it sounds
His
like,
name is
Unicron.
Tony
My
Boone,
voice is shot.
Vapor
That's
Technology
why I can't do the
Association.
yelling.
Tony!
Hey, how are you today?
Hey!
Look fantastic from here. United Vapors Alliance, first off, thank you so much. Thank you so much for putting this together. Sherwin, Matt Coley, Matt Sullivan, Al Davis. I'm sure I'm not mentioning everybody on that organizing committee deserves a huge round of applause for what they did today.
Oh, y'all want to see Mike Vapes and all that? Hold on.
My name is Tony Abuda. I am the proud executive director of the Vapor Technology Association.
What you doing up here? What are you doing up here? Look at that.
You are why we are here. You are the cornerstone of this industry. You are the keystone.
Phenom.
What's up, brother? How's it going?
Good, good.
We do for you. There would be no manufacturers. There would be no.
Here's Angela and Fagan. Fagan's the guy that always runs away from me. It is Scuba. I see Brian right here.
This is important to me. I'm going to dedicate myself to this product, and it's going to change my life. You, with that message, are sending a message
Sick, I don't want
across
to
the
get too
country.
close.
And I'm so proud to stand before you today because all of our stakeholders in this industry are working so hard to keep this industry alive for you. But make no mistake, we have a hell of a fight on our hands.
Oh, we got him, boys.
We have a hell
I see
of a
Mike
fight.
Gates
Our
ignore me
opponents
again.
are extremely well funded. Our
Oh, did
opponents
I say that out loud?
Our opponents are entrenched and they know how to fight.
Yeah, it's fine.
But I'm telling you this today. We built the Vapor Technology Association for this damn fight. And when we fight to win. Yes. Yes. Now, when our industry needed a coordinated strategy, the members of the Vapor Technology Association stepped up and we put together a 43-state defense program. We lobbied in 43 states this last year to do what? To make sure no flavor ban passed. And guess what? No flavor ban at the state level has passed thus far.
Oh, yeah.
We did that along with our over 25 state associations who I am so proud to call members. And I see so many of you out here today, from Illinois to Maryland to Ohio to Florida to Indiana to California, you name it. And it is an amazing group of people that have come together. Mississippi's in the house. We looked at what was going to happen this year. We expanded our federal teams. Not one lobbying team. We got 3 teams now in place because we knew the fight was coming. And gosh darn it, those bills are coming fast and furious, and our teams are working fast and furious every day. Now, here's what happened. We got unfairly surprised when that FDA said we're going to pull that PMTA date, and we're going to pull the industry shutdown date all the way back from 2022 to 2020. So guess what we decided to do? We are the ones that sued the FDA.
Yeah.
We're telling them no more moving the goalposts, no more changing the rules in the middle of the game. And speaking of lawsuits, when our governor all of a sudden decided to take advantage of this health crisis that belongs to the black market THC products and started to try to shut this industry down by edict, the VTA stepped in. New York, you are open for business today because of the lawsuit that we filed.
Oh, how's it going? Good, good.
We're fighting in Massachusetts.
I'm in like the perfect spot, but they keep putting the sign.
We're going to take this fight all the way because it needs to be done. It needs to be done.
It wasn't that bad. Musket's behind me. That's Musket.
Now, when the president announced
Oh, you're fine.
in September that he was thinking about
That's lethal coils.
Oh my God.
Oh,
We
yeah.
had to go into overdrive. And luck has
I'm surprised you found me. It's hard to find somebody out here in the crowd. Oh,
200 vape shop owners to Capitol Hill in one day. And I
oh,
gotta
there
tell
you
that
go.
was
That
the greatest
was great.
show of support for this industry in Washington, D.C. before today. Greatest show of support for this industry and for this product to date. And your voices will be heard.
We also launched a marketing campaign to make sure the president heard your voices. When many of you were outside in Dallas, outside of his rally, we had a campaign going, so we were on every single one of the mobile devices off the campaign stamp, and the president himself that was inside that rally. And we told him, hands off, Trump. Take your hands off our vape. We launched vaporsdovote.com, and if you haven't gone there to tell your story, do it today. vaporsdovote.com. But more importantly, we knew we had to take the message directly to the president.
Oh, I didn't get
And
lethal.
we were the ones that put on the first TV advertisement.
It's gonna be
that
really
told
close.
The president,
Whoa.
this industry is
There
too
we go.
important.
There's
You
lethal.
can't shut down over 150,000 jobs, and you can't take away this product that's at least 95% safer than smoking. And we went up on Fox News, and we took that message directly to the president. We also ran the advertisement on television, where we featured voters from the swing state of Ohio telling the president, we cannot vote for you again, Mr. President, if you ban flavors. Jeff Kathman and Sarah Rutland, I think they're here today. Big, huge. They did a great job. To tell the story is absolutely important. But I'm telling you, we did all this because the message is too important. It is too important. That's why
Oh, you too, man.
the economic impact study for this
All right.
industry, that was something that has become an important tool, because now we can say definitively we have almost 14,000 small businesses in the United States that are part of this anti-tobacco vapor industry. $24.4 billion industry with over 150,000 jobs. That's meaningful.
Jen and David aren't here, Becca. If they're here, that's news to me, because as far as I know, they didn't make it.
Jobs in this industry.
You're welcome, Norway.
And those poll numbers that you've heard so much about.
You know, all this matters, even for y'all overseas.
Working with CASA, we were able
all
to
this
get
is
that
happening
done.
today.
I tell you, it takes allies, and some of the people you've heard on the stage already are incredible allies. You got Alex Clark at CASA has been wonderful and will continue to be wonderful because of you. And on top of that, Paul Blair at ATR, Ray Conley at AVA. I mean, these guys have been out front on this issue, fighting, and we are so proud to work in the trenches with them every single day. But those poll numbers are going to make all the difference in the world. And I got to credit our organization and our board for stepping up to get that job done. Now, listen, I know times seem tough. I really do. None of us have slept much in the last few weeks, and particularly in the past couple months.
I didn't sleep last
night. But we got to stay strong, and we got to stay the course together. We got to hold your heads high, because we have integrity and honor. Why? Because we are on the right side of history. We are making history together. Keep up the pressure. We're going to get louder. We're going to keep the message going. What we heard last week was encouraging, but we want to keep that message going, because we need to make it clear that this is a 21st century technology that deserves respect and dignity, but more importantly, you, the smoker and the former smoker, deserve the dignity and the respect from this administration and from all of our regulators to give you the choices that you need, because what the government has given us so far is just not working. So we have much more in store here at VTA. We are with you in the Capitol. We are with you in the state houses. We are your association. And from the bottom of my heart, I am so honored to call so many of you friends and to work so hard for you and for this industry. I can't thank you all enough for making the trip here this weekend. You have no idea. I don't think you have any idea how important this is, how important your presence here is. And when you go home, you're going to let them know, not just today, but tomorrow and the next day and the next day. So what are you going to tell them?
We vote! 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 We vote!
Give Tony a big round of applause.
Yeah.
All right, we're doing good on time.
Thank y'all. Whatever happened in chat, I can't see, but appreciate it.
Great. This is a great turnout.
Moderators to the rescue.
If we don't go ahead and vote on every election. Who here is going to vote next election? Raise your hand.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. Talk to friends, family, talk to other people. They've got to get registered. We have the power.
Yes, Kitman. The media is here.
Organizations
with our questions.
That's great. You guys vote. That's what matters. You guys hold the power.
I can
No
show
one
you.
else.
The cameras are around. I don't see them right this
All right,
minute,
our
but
next
there's media
speaker.
cameras around here right now.
Tina Taylor. She's got an amazing story.
They're probably way behind me.
Saved her life. Please welcome Tina Taylor, please.
Hi guys, my name is Tina Taylor and I'm 42 years old. I'm from West Virginia and I'm a mother of 3 young adult children. I started smoking about 13. By 15 I was already up to a pack a day. By 16 I was going to the local corner store and buying my own. I had a habit that my parents didn't agree with, but I was rebellious and I wanted to do what I wanted to do. The only times I was able to quit cold turkey was the 2 times I was pregnant with my kids. And I went right back to cigarettes. I'm fast forwarding to the day that I found out I had smoker's leg or Berger's disease. I was 35 at the time. I still smoked for another 3 years.
Yeah,
I had
thank you,
bandages on
Gail,
both of my
for
legs.
that.
I had to stay in bed with them propped up over my heart and could only get up
Thank
to use
you.
the bathroom. They were swollen
I
and
can't even
painful.
click on. It would be
I
really
finally
hard for me to
decided
ban
that enough
somebody,
was
but
enough, and I
I
talked to my
appreciate it.
doctor and I called the quit line. First thing they referred me to was the patches and horrible fail. Then it was the gums, yet another fail. Then it was Channix. I was able to quit for 4 weeks, I think. But on that 4th week, I woke up in the middle of the night with a gun in my head, pointed at my head. I was sleepwalking. I threw the medication away that day and lit another cigarette. I still needed to save my legs. So this time my doctor suggested vaping. Being from the country, I didn't have a vape shop. So I had to order online. The first e-liquid I tried after I submitted my identification and was verified through the age checking system, of course, was tobacco. And
it'll
it
be
sucked.
recorded. You can watch it
Could
later,
not
bud.
take it.
I'm
So
recording
I
as
got a
much as I
vanilla
possibly
cookie in the
can
12 milligram, and I
before I
haven't
have to
went back.
plug this thing in. Yeah.
That's right, flavors save lives. In the first year, I was already down to 6 milligrams of nicotine, and my body was already thanking me. I wasn't coughing, I wasn't short of breath, and I was already seeing huge results in my legs. The first year gave me hope. The second year of my vaping journey, I was down to 3 milligrams of nicotine. I was really starting to see results then. The big bandages had done turned to little band-aids.
I understand.
And I thought I was becoming a vaping expert. I had something to do. You know, I was fiddling around with them, building. I thought I was cool. I got a bingo with my mom. And I was like, boy, this is a really good chance for me to, tell other people, older people about vaping. Because the ashtray, everybody was always huddled around it and stuff, So I went up and they told me that my smoke smelled great. I said, thank you, but I haven't smoked a cigarette in 2 years. In fact, Phil Rizzardo had sent me some setups to give away, and I did just that. Out of 20 people that I gave up, passed out setups to, I was able to help 12 make the complete switch.
Yeah.
One was my sister, who I never thought would ever give up cigarettes. And she not only gave up cigarettes, but weaned down off the nicotine, and she's off vaping. She does.
I've seen one, DeMillan, but the only people I've seen here on the Ellipse is Marshalls. They have on like those yellow, like that vest right there. They have on vests like that are
one
around.
lady in particular wanted to
They'll
try.
walk behind, make sure nobody's leaving the bag sitting by itself or anything. That's the only ones I've seen so far. But I haven't walked around much. I mean, literally, we came in here as soon as we got in here. They started. Wow, here comes a convoy of people on.
I had a bottle of pineapple in my pocket, so I pulled
electric
that
scooters.
out, and
There's a
she
whole
absolutely
convoy of
loved
them.
it. She was vaping a 25 milligram when she started,
Must
and
be
when
a
she
tour.
stopped, she was down to 0.6 milligram. She stopped because of the news. because of the media lies and reporting all these vaping deaths. She stopped vaping, and she's now in the hospital fighting for her life because she went back to smoking.
RS says he got
kills.
direction from Secret Service.
Yes. Last time I was at bingo, I was the only one vaping. A gentleman told me as he was smoking a cigarette that I was trying to kill him. And honestly, it really upset me. I tried to tell him it was street drugs, but no one would listen. There were 7 people who were smoking and vaping.
I love
6
this sign.
went back to cigarettes after
Tastes
hearing
great,
the news.
less killing.
One person quit altogether.
Tastes
She
great,
said she would go
less
back to
killing.
either, and I applaud her willpower.
That's awesome.
I've been vaping for 3 years now, and I'm proud to say that I'm still walking. And I've went from bed rest to full band-aids, or bandages, to a couple band-aids. And I can play with my dog and my kids. And if the only available e-liquid were tobacco, I wouldn't have the results I have had. I wouldn't be standing here telling you my story. I wouldn't be standing at all. Flavors help me stop smoking combustible cigarettes. Flavors do save lives and limbs. I'm proof of that. I'm a 42-year-old vapor that enjoys flavors, and I am a voter. This issue is important enough to me to become a single-issue voter. Flavors save lives, and we vape and we vote. I would also like to conclude with a moment of silence for the 1,300 Americans that have died today from smoking-related illnesses, and the millions more that will die if flavors are taken away. Thank you all for listening to my story.
For a big round of applause. That's an amazing story.
Look at the lazy folks. I'm standing here holding this in my hand, and they're sitting on the ground. Yes, I want a hero cookie. How about a hero cookie?
He's the one that vapes really weird. Matt Cully.
Look at all these beautiful bots out here. I'm trying to say that vaping advocates were fake, but here we are. First off, I would like to congratulate everyone here for quitting or reducing smoking with vaping. I'd
Yep,
also like to
that is
commend
my
every
mod, Matt.
business
Yep.
owner that took the risk just so they can help people that smoke. Today, people from all over the country and all walks of life came together for this historic event, so give yourselves a hand. What many people have a hard time understanding is, why are vapors so passionate about vaping? Well, we are millions of anecdotes, each with a very personal story about how these products helped us and potentially added precious years to our lives. I'll quickly give you my story. I was a pack-a-day smoker for almost 14 years. I had a few quit attempts sprinkled in here and there, but they never lasted too
I have
long.
no idea what my
At the
battery
age
life
of
is like,
30,
but
I found a lump
we'll just
forming
figure
on
it
my
out.
lip right where my
When
cigarette
my
would
battery
touch.
goes, you're
When I
low.
went to the doctor, found out
Then
this
I'll
was
have to stop
squamous cell
streaming. But
carcinoma, a type of oral cancer. I had surgery on it, but even after that, I went back to smoking. One day, my amazing fiance, Vanessa, got me a cheap gas station e-cig. It really sucked, but it was just enough to pique my interest, and I decided to check out a local vape shop. From there, I purchased much better
Grim
products,
just went
but I bought a
live.
Camel Light flavored tobacco liquid, and that just didn't do it for me. I wasn't fond of the taste, I was still smoking, and I couldn't completely transition. Then I found a fruit flavor, it was freaking amazing, and
There's
I
a
never
media
smoked
camera
again.
right
My story isn't unusual, though.
there.
I've heard it
See,
countless times from others.
there's a
Flavored
media camera
products are
right
a
there above that
user-driven
guy's
innovation
cap.
that were created long before big tobacco ever stepped in the game.
Many of the early vapors made their own flavored liquid. Non-tobacco flavors help disassociate you from the taste of tobacco, and the variety of flavors and devices keep people interested and excited. This is why, to this day, the overwhelming majority of adult vapors use non-menthol and non-tobacco flavors. The vaping industry and community has helped millions of people quit
I don't
deadly
know,
combustible
Evan.
cigarettes.
Grim
The
may
vape
talk. He
shops,
hasn't yet.
online forums, Facebook groups, and some YouTube channels are the support system that aid everyone in this process. In our country, this life-saving technology has been demonized and stigmatized, but other countries embrace it as a harm reduction tool that can extend lives and lower healthcare costs. Traveling to the UK is like an alternate universe for us vapors. In the UK, Public Health England and the Royal College of Physicians continue to reaffirm their position that vaping is at least 95% safer than smoking.
That's right.
As most of you guys have seen, their government has ads urging smokers to make the switch. They even have quick campaigns that include promoting the use of e-cigs. There's even a few hospitals with vape shops inside.
Ooh, the sun's starting to come out.
The UK plans on being smoke-free by 2030, yet I fear in our country we will still have millions of smokers, which will lead to millions more deaths. While we must address teen use and implement sensible and effective policies to keep them from using these products, we cannot forget the smokers. 480,000 die every year from smoking in this country, and sometimes it seems like very few care. These people have been stigmatized and looked down upon, but we must give them the same kind of compassion and empathy that we give to others suffering from addiction and illness. Banning flavors will absolutely close vape shops. The less vape shops there are, the less access people who smoke have, and they may not ever get to experience what myself and all of you did. Going into an adult-only vape shop and having a knowledgeable person explain the products and help me out was vital for my quit journey. Flavor bans on a state and federal level will lead to less smokers switching. It will also lead to black markets and potentially unsafe products. We've recently seen how prohibition can be dangerous. Black market THC oil vapor products manufactured with unsafe additives has already led to unnecessary injury and death. Banning things should not be done. Instead, we must look to our friends in the United Kingdom and follow their lead as we champion tobacco harm reduction. We must be on the right side of history because millions of lives are at stake.
Where's Trump?
The quit or die mentality
As
that
we
many in
were
public health
coming
have
up to the
proven
ellipse,
to be a failure.
we saw his helicopter
This
take
is
off.
why
I
smokers
missed
took it
getting
into
a
their
picture
own
of it,
hands over a
unfortunately.
decade ago and
By the
created
time I
this
got my phone
wonderful
out, the
community
helicopter was
and
behind the
industry
building,
that
so
we
I
see
couldn't get a
today.
picture of it. I
While
tried.
mistakes have been made along the way, our mission of making the cigarette obsolete
Yeah, we
has
saw
been
him
more
leave, Matt.
successful than anyone ever would have thought, and we can't
He
slow
literally
down
took
this
off in his
progress
helicopter,
now.
and I just missed the picture. He
There are
got behind the
sensible
building
and
before I get the
logical
phone
ways
out.
to address youth use while still preserving this technology for adult smokers.
There's the media camera right there
Instead
on
of
the back
throwing
of
the
Matt.
baby out with the bathwater and using failed war on drugs tactics, we have to take a more meaningful and science-based approach. So today, myself and every vapor out there is calling on politicians, regulators, and health groups to do the right thing. Read all of the science and give the public the proper info instead of fear-mongering and making adult smokers think that these products are as bad or worse than smoking.
Yeah!
If you do not, we will continue to apply pressure, and for many vapors, they will be single-issue voters. We vote!
We vote! We vote! We vote! We vote! We vote! We vote! We vote! We vote! We vote! We vote! We vote! We vote! We vote! We vote! We vote!
I only have one more line, so I'll just say it real quick. For We're still talking to the regulators and politicians here. While we hope you come along for the ride, you will not stop us from continuing to help people who smoke.
Thank you, Matt Cohen. Give a big round of applause. All right, our next speaker is Amanda Wheeler. She's from the Arizona Smoke-Free Business Alliance. She's a consumer, she's a business owner, and she's amazing. Please welcome her.
I wanted to say thank you to everybody who made the long trip to DC to come out to this rally and to show our elected officials how important vaping is to us. My name is Amanda Wheeler. I am the Executive Director of the Arizona Smoke-Free Business Alliance. I'm the Vice President of the Rocky Mountain Smoke-Free Alliance in Colorado. But most importantly, I'm a vapor. I'm a cancer survivor, I'm a mother, and I'm here to share my story with you today. I started smoking when I was 15 years old. The first cigarette I ever smoked were Cools. I think at that time I was being rebellious and didn't realize that I was taking on an addiction that would take me nearly 15 years to give up. When I was 19 years old, I found out I had cancer, Hodgkin's lymphoma. I had to do 6 months of chemotherapy and 30 radiation treatments. The entire time I was getting treatment for my cancer, I never tried to stop smoking. I remember sitting outside the facility, waiting for my radiation treatment, smoking cigarettes.
My
Sometimes
headset's
a nurse
dying,
would walk
guys.
by and give me a hard time for smoking.
My
I just
phone's
make
okay,
an
but my
offhand
headset's
comment like,
dying.
oh, what's going to happen? Am I going to get cancer? While I kept puffing on my cigarette.
The worst thing
Eventually,
that'll
I got through
happen
all my
is
cancer treatments and was
the
on the
sound
mend,
will go out
but
and
I
switch
never
over
did
to my
stop
phone, which
smoking.
will probably sound
A
way
year or
worse.
two later, I
But
was at a follow-up
there you
appointment
go.
with my oncologist. I remember feeling guilty about smoking, but my doctor told me that it was fine as long as I stopped before I was 30. I quit smoking twice in the following decade. Both times
I
were
can't
only because
read.
I was pregnant. However, those quit attempts didn't last very
Idiots
long beyond
all
giving
of this
birth.
sudden.
I didn't want to harm my babies in the womb, but I didn't mind going
Let me
back
put
to
my regular
harming
glasses
myself as
back
soon as
on.
they were born. When I finally did quit smoking for good, nearly 15 years after I had began, it was a complete accident. I had no intention of quitting. I was on a work trip, an
The
outing
sun's out.
kayaking and camping on the Colorado River. There was no smoking allowed on this trip. When we got to our campsite, my coworker and friend had pulled out an e-cigarette and told me that she had brought that for me because she figured I'd have a hard
You got to
time
do
not
what you got to
smoking
do,
for
right,
3 days.
Dave? I mean,
Now,
I'm
this was a
trying,
very
but
good friend, and
my
I
headset's
probably
gonna
didn't
die.
deserve her kindness because I had always mocked her for using e-cigarettes. At the time, they were still fairly new and just getting
We've
popular.
been casting
As a
almost
smoker,
80
it was easy
minutes
for me to
now,
look
so
down my nose at people puffing on their vapes while I was lighting up a cigarette. So for 3 days during this trip, I used my friend's e-cig.
old
And let
vapor
me tell you, it was a
Jim, it is
revelation.
our
It didn't
pleasure to
taste
be
bad,
here.
it didn't smell bad, the nicotine was satisfying. The day I came home from that trip, I went out and bought my own vape.
As
My
long as
days
I
of
can,
mocking vapors were over.
I knew if I could make it, I was going to be here. Yeah!
My first trip into a vape shop was an interesting experience. It was a little overwhelming because there was so much going on that I didn't understand. However, a really helpful clerk got me set up on the right device and allowed me to sample a whole host of flavors to help me find what I liked best. For about a month, I smoked cigarettes and used my vape. Over the course of that month, I smoked fewer and fewer cigarettes each day without struggling. I kept going back to the vape shop to buy new flavors and to try different things. I was so happy with my little e-cigarette. It tasted great, it smelled great, no more stinky cigarette smell on my clothes or in my hair, no need to go outside in the freezing cold to have a smoke.
If the
Finally, when I
sound
was down to
changes,
1
y'all
or
have
2
to
a
let me
day,
know,
I had
because
to accept the
when this
fact
thing
that I was
dies,
a
I won't even know it's
non-smoker.
dead.
And that may sound strange. It might sound strange to say that I had to accept the fact that I was a non-smoker, but at that point it had never really occurred to me that being a former smoker was a real attainable possibility. However, vaping made it easy to quit. And I'm proud to say that I've been a happy non-smoker ever since. I can't tell you how much better I feel physically and mentally since I switched to vaping. I want this technology to be available to everyone so that they can experience the same miracle that I did. I only wish nicotine vaping would have been around sooner. Maybe it would have helped my stepdad, who died of lung cancer in 2006. I'll go off script for a second because I remember the day that I stood in the hospital room with my mom and my brother as we watched my stepfather take his last breath. And I'll tell you, it's a hard thing when you watch your brother, a grown man, hit his knees because because he just lost his father. And it's hard to stand there with your mother when you know she'll never see her husband again, all because of big tobacco. I can only say that's why I fight today, because I don't want anybody else to lose their loved ones to cigarette smoking.
No, I have not seen any
You're welcome.
anti-vapor
Not only am
people
I a
here.
former smoker whose life was improved by nicotine vaping, but I'm also a voter. And when I cast my vote, there will be no issue more important to me than vaping. My vote will go to the candidate who made sure flavored products are still accessible to adults. Not only that, but I will also make sure my friends and family know who to vote for. I stand before you today as living proof that these products change and extend lives. I know each and every person here has a story about the incredible ways vaping transformed their lives for good. Thank you for all coming here and standing together, because united we will prevail. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. I want to take a picture with you guys because this is an amazing crowd. Let's see those signs up. We vote! 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 We vote!
Thank you, Amanda. All right, our next speaker is Amy Williams. Please give her a big round of applause, please.
This isn't a speech. Sorry. Like, I cannot believe that you're all here.
Nice, Dave. Oh.
I have thought about looking over a sea of vapors for 7 years, and I really didn't think it would ever happen. And I'm here today, and I'm fighting not just for you, but I'm fighting for our grandkids, and I'm fighting so that every single one of you will still be alive to see your grandkids. So, back to where, like, I really started the speech. I'm Amy, I'm from Wyoming. If y'all think it's cold here, you don't know what cold is. So get over it. So when I was born and raised, everybody smoked. Wyoming for 26 years had the highest national average of adult smokers. Guess what? Wyoming is the 5th largest vaping state in the United States of America.
Yeah.
When I grew up, my dad smoked, my mom smoked, my uncle smoked, everybody smoked. We smoked on my airplanes, we smoked in the hospital. Heck, I used to smoke in Smoker's Alley with my teachers. So I remember those days. I remember when cigarettes were $2.50 a pack. That was before 1998. Who knows what happened in 1998? So that blood money didn't come from the tobacco companies for that agreement. That blood money came from us. That was our taxes. They used our money to kill us. So I smoked for 27 years, like the majority of you guys, right? We all have the same stories. I smoked, I got sick. I got bronchitis twice a year. I'd go in to see my doctor. He'd say, "Do you want to quit?" I'd say, "Well, I can't, but whatever." He'd say, "Hey, they got this gum. You want to try it out?" I said, "Yeah, try the gum." Just burned. It was peppery. It didn't do anything, right? Did the gum, did the patch, did the pill. That almost killed me. That actually almost killed my ex-husband. Actually, that would have been okay. So finally, I'm walking around, yeah, please tag it. I'm walking around a wedding planning show because I got divorced and I'm getting married, right?
Yep, RS is
And
here.
my girlfriend, the
He
one
just had
who
to get off
taught
'cause his
me
phone
how
was
to
dying.
smoke cigarettes, she quit smoking. How dare her? Right? She's the one who, when I was 16, said, "Amy, if you're going to keep bumming my cigarettes, can I at least teach you how to inhale?" So she's got this vape thing. And I'm like, "Well, what the heck is that? You're a traitor. We were going to die together from lung cancer. That was the deal." Right? She gave it to me. It was a little Cigalike, one of those, you know, the early
trying to see the White House. I can't, DeMillan. I don't even know which direction to look.
Because if I couldn't
All I can see
smoke
is
at work,
this
I
guy
could
right
vape at
here.
my desk. So I thought that was kind of cool, but it didn't help me quit smoking. It tasted terrible, but it was
I
all
can
right.
show you the other
right?
buildings that I see.
So I tried that for about 5 years. And then finally I came across a real vape store. Yeah! I went in there and I got a watermelon flavor.
I don't think that's the White House. Is that the White House right there?
From that moment on, from that
You see it right there?
moment on, I never smoked
That
another
might be it.
Now, you know, when you have a mom who smokes, that kind of sucks for the kids.
All Scooby can see is a sea of
I was a
vapor.
volleyball coach.
You can't
I was
find
a Girl
Waldo?
Scout leader. I was the soccer mom. I was respected.
Waiting on him to see
But
me.
I smoked.
I'm like way above. Look, there's Kurt. How's it going? I'm good. I'm good. There's Kurt, everybody, because I was saying, Kurt's there, Kurt. I'm like, I haven't seen him yet.
When I was 11 years old, my mother taught me.
Malachi's like, Kurt.
What's up, Tim?
3 dogs. Oh, Kurt. Dolores, hey, Kurt. Glad you made it.
Why aren't y'all's asses here?
Yeah, why aren't y'all here? Yeah, yeah.
Oh, sorry, Dolores. You're in
Yeah,
Canada.
Dolores can't make it, but
I got my flute back. I've played in front of 4 Wyoming governors.
I have no passport. Well, that's another good reason.
I know, I should have brought it, right?
Look at that. Look at
Looked at her. It took her about 2 minutes.
I'm a really political kind of person. I always
That's,
have been. I watch the news.
what's the name of that?
I mean, I still get a newspaper.
Hat.
Who's that?
It's weird. But I pay attention to all of that kind of stuff.
No, him right there.
Huh? I don't care what party you are.
Yeah, look right
I'm
there.
for all parties. I just want you to vote. Okay?
The guy with the gray sweatshirt.
Toboggan.
Who is he?
I don't know. Republican.
You don't know who he is.
No,
Wait a
I
minute.
thought you knew who
I don't
he was.
think that's who people think it is.
I'm very conservative.
Wait, that's not.
That's not.
It's not
It's
Brent.
not Brent. Oh, it's the other guy.
Not the
Oh, it's
party.
Donnie
So
MFNG.
Not Brent.
we have voted in Democrats and Republicans. And I don't get
I'm being
swayed to
stupid.
any
I thought
one
you were somebody
position
else.
lightly. Okay?
I know you're Donnie MFNG. I thought you were Brimless because, you know, you and Brimless wear the same kind of clothes.
That changed for me
No,
on
no.
September 11th. When my president
Damn. You know, you
from the Oval Office
I like to drip and drive. I like to drip and walk.
lied about this
50 watts ain't enough.
technology.
Shit, that's fine.
That's why I met my city council
That's
members,
it.
my city legislatures, and this week I got to meet for the 5th time in 4 years with my senators and my 1 congresswoman.
Yeah, he's not
We're
good.
changing their minds. We're freaking them out,
That
guys.
was Donnie
We are
MFNG, guys.
freaking
I
them
didn't
out.
even realize. I'm losing my mind. I'm going, I know him.
I can't think
With all
of
the-
any time in my
All right,
50
man.
years on this planet that
All
I
right.
have felt
Thanks for
so
coming.
uneasy about the role that our government plays in our lives. If our government can stop this life-saving technology,
That's not Amy.
what else are they going to take away from us?
Yeah, that's Amy.
Flavors? Do they matter? This is what I want to hear today.
I
Flavors
should be
matter.
whispering.
Flavors matter. Flavors matter.
Flavors matter.
Flavors matter.
I'm sick, man. I can't even do nothing.
That's it.
I had to get sick
That's
right
what
before
we're
this
here
event. It just
I
sucked.
am so disheartened for what we are leaving to our children and our grandchildren.
Oh, yeah, it's still
We
going
now
on.
have a government
It was
that
supposed
is
to be
no
12 to
longer
4,
for the
but we couldn't
people,
start till
but
1, so it may
for
go to
the
5.
money. It was us. It was all of us who made this industry. We're the ones who went into the vape stores and said, we want strawberry watermelon. We want vanilla
cream cake. We're the ones who went into those shops and told them what we wanted. That's right. You know what the other thing is? For those of you who know me, I am obsessed with the color pink. It's my thing, okay? This one is purple today, but my pink one died. I'll get to the point. I'm not 16. I'm 50. Just because I am 50 doesn't mean I don't like colors or that I don't like individuality.
That's right.
Just because we're adults doesn't mean that we live in a black and white world anymore. In the almost 7 years since I quit, I have made more friends in this industry than I have in any other part of my life. We are a community, and we will be heard.
Go to the Lost Child booth. Well, asbestos.
I'm here today for my grandkids, and I'm going
I
to
tried
teach
to find
them
you,
something
but I thought
today.
you was at the warehouse cleaning
I'm
out
going to
some
teach them when you
asbestos they
get
had in the
bullied,
walls.
you
Bring
stand
Trump
up
over here
for your
us.
rights. Even when the bullying comes from the Oval Office. Thank you guys. I love each and every one of you.
We vote, 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 we vote.
Greg Trampman.
Hello, Vaping Nation! This is absolutely amazing. Largest group of vapors ever assembled. Whoever would have thought this day would happen? When you all started vaping, did you ever think that you were going to get involved in politics?
Uh-oh, my mic died. Thank you, Cassie.
You know what you are? You're a political movement.
Hold it. Well, hopefully the mic
Grassroots political movement
took over from my phone.
over one topic, one subject: vaping, freedom, tobacco harm reduction.
Can you still hear? It probably sounds bad, but I'm gonna let my I'm gonna let it charge some. Much better? Okay, cool. Thank you. The mic is now louder. Great.
Get the people behind you and up the street to listen to
What's up, Scorp? The drummer, yeah.
What you have is more powerful than any weapon ever made.
Well, I'm glad this sounds better. Hell, I should have just done that to start off
You
with.
get to help decide who's going to lead this country, who's going to live in this house behind us, who's going to work in the big building down the road, and more importantly, back home. State and local government.
Good. I'll leave this sound like this then.
2016.
Hey, what's up, dinner?
We helped
I'm in
elect a
D.C.
US
right now,
senator.
bud. We're having a vape rally.
Last
As you can
Tuesday
see,
night, Mississippi,
let me show you.
we helped elect
We got a lot of
governor.
folks. If I can zoom out, there we go.
It's just the start.
Lots of folks here.
2020 coming up. We get to decide who lives in this white building behind us. We get to
Everywhere.
decide the 435 plus 33 senators that are going to work up the street. If they're not with us, what are we going to do? Vote them out! Vote them out!
We vote! We make! We vote! We make! We vote!
I would say 2,000 to 3,000. That's a rough guess. Hey, Talion.
We vape, we vote means more than just go to the polling place on election day and pull the lever or fill in the bubble or hit the button on the electric machine. We vape, we vote means you educate yourself. We vape, we vote means you find out who's running for office. You
That sounds like the
engage with
president's
them. You
helicopter
engage with their staff.
coming back.
You find out where they stand on the
We'll know in a
issue,
minute,
and you
guys.
educate them. It's not just happening on election day.
It can't
This
be
takes
because they
place
would kick us
from
out.
now until election day. You become pains in their rear. You don't take no for an answer. Vapors' lives do
I
matter.
hear it, but I don't see
Lungs
it.
matter. When you educate them, don't talk down to them. Don't assume that they understand your industry. Okay, you talk to them like you're talking to a 6th grader. Okay, if you own a store, talk to them like you talk to a new customer. Help educate them. Help educate their staff. The staff members for politicians are the ones that do the heavy lifting. They wind up the politicians and send them to go do what they do. The staffers are the most important people you'll deal with. At the local level and the state level, very important. Where are we seeing most of our problems this year? At the state and local level. Who's been doing the flavor ban?
Me either, Shadow. I mean, honestly, I tried all the other stuff to quit smoking, and if it wasn't for vaping, I'd still be smoking. Guaranteed it.
How many states have done flavor bans? 5 or 6. You've got to educate the local politicians. Winning and having an effect in a state and local race is just as important as at the federal level. And guess what? In a state and local election, it's possible that 100 votes can change the margin of victory. How many of you all can turn out 100 people in a state or local election? How many can you turn out 1,000?
Well, Malachite, I saw the helicopter take off from the White House right before we got here.
You want respect from the politicians.
I'm not saying he was on it, but
some of them.
we saw the presidential helicopter take off.
Noticed. Educate the local politicians. Get involved in the campaigns. If you want to get to know a local politician and their staff real well, volunteer to work on their campaign. Go do yard signs, go knock on doors, make phone calls, hang around the campaign office. Get to know the people. That's how you'll get your message across. They'll take you seriously. If they know that your votes are up for grabs, guess what?
There's a
They're
helicopter
going to be a
now.
lot more likely to engage with you.
If it gets closer, I'll film it.
We vape, we vote means more than just going to the polls on election day. When you go home, you start to work. If you can turn 2 or 3 seats on a city council to a pro-vape candidate, do you think you're going to see a flavor ban? No.
Wow, COPD, man.
If you start turning seats
Good
in
for
a
you.
state house or state senate, do you think you're going to see anti-vaping legislation get passed? No.
It got thrown out? Nice,
You guys
Chaz.
have more power than you believe. Okay? Use it.
I'm hoping that what we've done here today makes a difference.
Today, the people that
I hope that the media shows
back here and work
that
down the street hear you.
we're not
Very
bots,
soon,
you know,
there's going to be a lot of politicians across this
We're people.
country hear you.
and we vote.
And what are you going to tell them?
Nice, no oxygen. Heck yeah, heck yeah.
I want to thank the organizers for allowing me to come speak, for putting this together, for bringing all of you here.
Yeah, there's no
Go
bots.
Get engaged, and let's win this fight.
Yeah! Is it Mike's channel? No, Manny.
Everyone give Greg Troutman a big warm round of applause.
Mike is here, though. He's right over there. And ST Vapes and Fagan, they're all over there. Yeah, the news crews are here, definitely.
Size fool you. She is an absolute savage when she comes.
Yeah, I'm pretty close.
Politicians. She'll call them stupid right to their face. Everyone welcome, Lindsay Stroud.
Let's go, Lindsay! What an amazing crowd. Thank you so much for joining us today, and let's thank UVA, guys. Now thank yourselves. We are only here because of you.
Is this a
We're here
Republican
because
event?
adults who sought safer alternatives.
No, this is a
Adults who
vapors
felt
event.
doomed to be addicted
Wow,
to
nice, Scott.
cigarettes.
Yeah,
Because
144
adults
people.
like flavors too. Now, I've always
Venus,
been in
I mean,
awe
this
of
is
the
what
vaping
it's all
community.
about. All
I'm
of
a
us
government
getting
major
together
and a millennial, and
for
I get really
a
mad
single
at people for not
cause, you
paying
know.
attention to their politics.
We vape, we vote. That's it. You know, if it wasn't for this, we'd all still be smoking and probably dead or in the hospital. Or one of our family members, same thing.
And I'm just amazed at your tenacity and your unbroken spirit, and that you have not backed down on a product that we all
How many
know
people
is one
are
of the
here?
best
Chaz?
products of the century.
I mean, I'm taking a guess to
Unfortunately,
say
we have
huh?
to keep fighting.
3,500.
3,500. I just got
You know what?
an
Big
estimate
Tobacco
from
was
somebody
forced
in
to
the
change their
audience.
products
He
because
told
of
me
all of you.
3,500 are here. So there you go.
We are also up against a campaign of misinformation, distrust, and a general lack of understanding.
Oh, you're
of what
casting it as
tobacco
well? Well, thank you,
reduction is.
Malachite. I appreciate y'all doing
There
that.
is no youth vaping epidemic.
Fagan died.
I said
What?
it.
Fagan died.
News, yes. In 1997, 42.7%
I'm
of
gonna
high
go over
school
there. I'm
students
gonna
were
go over there
using
where Mike
tobacco
Vapes
products,
is. Hold on.
with 36.4 of them smoking combustible cigarettes. Results from the 2018 National Youth Tobacco Survey indicate a huge decrease in tobacco product use. Only 27.1% of high school students are using tobacco products.
Somebody just said Fagan died, so I had to come over here.
8.1%.
I was like, what? Fagan
Only
died?
20.8% of high school students are vaping. That's a heck of a lot less than 36.4%.
How y'all doing over here? Cold?
In 1997.
Yeah, it feels good to me. Everybody that's with me is freezing, though. Oh, it's freezing out here. Not cold.
Well, in 1997, an additional 21 states.
Look, there's Mike Vapes right there.
Tobacco companies. So I imagine it's kind of hard
What's
to
up?
plan something you're
Look.
trying to get money from. Let's dive further into the latest craze.
How's it going?
Vaping-related hospitalization.
So you got ST's over there, and he's being incognito right now. He's got his cap on and sunglasses and stuff. Fagan's right there.
Vitamin E, acetate,
And Angela.
and these are injuries. We knew this since September.
And there's Brian, the man himself.
Further, CDC is no longer
TV?
writing reports about.
All right, let me get back over here.
On October
me.
15th, they had identified that patients had reported, 78% of patients had reported vaping devices containing THC. Now they're not
All right.
giving us any more reportings.
I can't go to where Grim Green is because he's like right on the stage. He's
Go
like
look at the state health departments.
right at the
They're all
stage.
over the place. Who would have thought that the Mormons would be the most transparent? But it's true. Utah Department of Health found that 94% of their patients with lung injuries reported vaping THC products. They also tested those devices. And found
You're
90%
fine.
of them
No,
contained
you just hold that.
vitamin E acetate.
And then this
mind you,
joystick moves
they
it
did
up and
this in
down. Look.
September.
There you
Okay.
go.
But other state
Like
health
that.
departments are only spreading fear and alarmism and not providing any information, including Mississippi, New Hampshire, North Carolina.
How long I've been
Tennessee.
holding that?
They're just
104
saying
minutes.
Vaping. Some are now hiding their
sore.
information. The California Department of Public Health on October 22nd
Where'd she
found
go?
81% of
There she
patients
is.
had reported using
Oh.
THC. You can't find that report on their website anymore.
All right.
Unfortunately, the narrative of tobacco harm reduction is being lost through the so-called youth vaping epidemic and the onslaught of hospitalizations, which no state or federal authority has been able to identify a
Just to
single
stretch it out
product.
feels good.
We need to be emphasizing 95% less harmful. Even the American Cancer Society has acknowledged that e-cigarettes are significantly less harmful because they do not contain nor combust tobacco.
164 people in there.
Go ahead,
And we
babe.
are in
Wow.
a very dark time right now, with a lot of uncertainty. As we're waiting for the federal government to do something, governors are unilaterally banning the sales of flavored e-cigarettes. And in one state, they banned all e-cigarette sales. And state lawmakers are already drafting up legislation for 2020. We need to let them know that we want our harm reduction, that we demand access to our harm reduction. Public health and politicians have failed us. It is up to you to retake that narrative and retake your claim to harm reduction. We vape, we vote. And we also need to emphasize that this is a consumer-driven
industry. This is not big tobacco, but you force big tobacco to change. You must also be in contact with your lawmakers, not just during the ballot, during ballots.
They want to ban all of them
Whether
now.
reaching out to let them know what your flavor you're vaping, how much you're doing
they're trying
in
to
your
ban them
shops, or
all.
how many customers' lives you've saved by getting
What
them
does
to
we
quit
vape,
smoking.
we vote mean?
I'm going to leave you today with a couple quotes.
That means
This
exactly
is
what
from
it
the guy who
says. We
invented the
vape
Segway,
and we
not the
also
guy who
vote.
died after buying it.
Which means
Every
if you
once
try
in a
to take
while,
our
a new
right to
technology, an old
vape
problem,
away,
and a
we
big
won't vote
idea
for you.
turn
It's simple
into
as that.
innovation. I think that sums up about the whole thing about electronic cigarettes and vaping devices. E-cigarettes are a new technology addressing the issue of combustible cigarettes, and they further expanded harm reduction. And lastly, from Dwight Eisenhower, what counts is not necessarily the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. Thank you, keep fighting!
We vote! We vape! 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 We vote! I shouldn't have done that.
Don't you forget it either. All right, next guy.
Throat is done.
Proud to call him a friend. There's very few people that really impress me, but he's got laser focus and clarity of thought, and there's very few people that I know that have that ability. So I would like to
does
introduce
smell
not only my
fantastic,
friend,
Manny.
but the
You showed up today. This is your day for all time. Prohibitionist policies and politicians have brought nothing but ruin every time they are instilled. They have never been successful. We will not stand for it. We learn from history, and it's time that our government does as well. Every time it happens, it falls. We will not fall. Will we? Are we united? Yeah! What is our mission? Win! We vote! 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 Educate. How many of you here are activists? Let me see the hands. That's what I like to hear. So on election day, when the time comes, if they continue to stand against us, we will do what needs to be done. Vote them out! So this is a plea to President Trump, to Congress,
That's a good
to
idea.
the state councils, to the township committees. You want us to vote for you? Then you need to stand with us, those that vote. So in closing, flavors matter, flavors save lives, and we're not going down without a fight. Not now, not ever! Thank you. I have never been more proud of this community, and I look forward to seeing you all in the future as we continue to fight. Thank you.
We vote! We vape! 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 All right! Huh?
20% better.
Oh, it's
All
gonna
right, next
die.
person I want to introduce is shop owner, consumer, and someone who's taken on the FDA has gotten results. Cheryl Smith Richter. Please give her a warm round of applause.
Yep, we're gonna go until it dies. I don't know if we can charge it at the same time.
At 20% battery, I'm gonna have to turn it off in a minute.
Yeah.
I can charge
I'm
it.
here from Tennessee. I'm very grateful that I'm here. I'm grateful that you're here. I'm grateful anybody who's watching on your Facebook feeds or whatever is here. I couldn't have walked.
Not when it's turned that
I wouldn't have been
way.
able to quit smoking. I don't have to repeat all of that, do I? All right.
of millions.
Sorry for the bad angle, y'all.
Yes,
I'm
I own a
short.
shop, and yes, I did do some. I was used to bring the FDA to a little bit of reasonable actions to where shop owners didn't have to spend 2,700 hours, which don't exist in the work week in an entire year. I got mine done in about 100 hours. And so I know from personal experience that we can work with Washington, we can work with the bureaucrats, we can show them reasonable ways.
I can plug it in and keep it going, but it's not going to be on the gimbal anymore. Just hold this a second.
Some kind of outbreak. The FDA. Jillion more pieces of information.
Am I charging?
Limiting choice is not an option. I need my flavors. I could not have quit with tobacco.
Okay, no more gimbal, but I got my charger plugged in now.
Tobacco flavors, I'm sure there's five. All right, I'm gonna switch it up and let's just shout. Flavors save lives. Can we do that? 1, 2, 3. Flavors save lives.
Flavors save lives. Yeah, I'm okay. Flavors save lives. Flavors save lives. Flavors save lives. Flavors save lives. Black strain. It should be okay now, Squirt.
You know, it's funny, I just let that fall out of my mouth, and I'm going to just tell you that as a Christian,
Hold that button.
I may have different views than some of you, okay? But nobody has come up here and talked about the other things that are important to them.
Wait, is it still trying to spin?
My faith is very important
That's how I
to
knew
me.
it was still on.
Oh.
In case politicians are not aware, a lot of vapors are in fact Christians. Praise God. You're absolutely right.
You refreshing the screen still black? Really?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, I can hear
Refresh
you.
your browser, guys.
So I'm going to keep talking, but I'll talk later with you. Okay.
I'm sorry, I had to plug in my charger.
Politicians are not aware. Everybody is saying
It should
my
be
body,
it should
my
be
choice,
working now.
My body, my choice. And it is totally
Refresh
okay
still
what
black?
everybody else chooses to do with their body.
Dadgummit, I really
But
don't want to
let me
end
tell you,
it.
If it is okay to kill babies in this nation, it should absolutely be okay
No
to
good?
save this 51-year-old's life
Dadgummit.
and all of your lives.
All right, I guess I'm going to turn it off, guys, for right now, because if y'all can't see it, what good is it?
All of you matter.
I think it's getting blacker. My logo. Try switching cameras.
I'm sorry, I did get very distracted, folks.
Did it work?
I'm just a human being. All right, somebody would ask this sweet lady to leave, and I will talk to her afterward. I do want to say something. Just
I did switch
my
to
own
the selfie
heart.
cam
I
and
see
back.
all
Is it okay
ages.
now?
I see all races. I see mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters.
It came up for a
cousins,
second?
somebody's
All right, hold on.
second cousin twice removed. But not all of you have beards.
Switching. Switching.
My husband does, so I'm in the club. You know,
Switching.
many times for 28 years, I tried to quit smoking. I tried a lot. I also failed. I failed a whole lot. No drug, no patch, no amount
Flash
of
of white.
willpower
That's
to put
all
a
I'm
dent in
getting?
my smoking
Dadgummit.
habit. And I've got to tell you, when I was in high
I'm
school,
gonna have
I
to
needed
stop it.
$2 and a ride to the
Try a
Mini
different
Mart.
browser.
Nobody cared that I smoked. They even gave me a
You lost
smoking
the video?
area at the high school to do it.
I don't know why the
Doesn't matter
video
if it's
went
a
out. That
good
doesn't make
kid or a
sense.
bad kid. All kids are going to experiment, including my own. It is not the government's responsibility,
like-
nor it is.
but there's
it's
no
not
lens-
their
there's no
right
lens cap
to raise
on.
my children. The 14th Amendment tells me.
It just keeps saying you're live.
The last time I tried to quit was after my dad died. And let me tell you what, he was more than just one of 480,000 people who die each year.
There was
He
another
a
flash.
bona fide,
All right, give me
one
just
of
a
the
second. I'll be
millions
right
of
back.